to tell you what I would love to see from a gacha game, it might sound something a little bit like this. Fast-paced combat that doesn't limit you to one weapon type and allows you to equip multiple ones at once. A game where traversal and mobility aren't just for exploration or an afterthought, but tied intrinsically into effective and enhanced combat. A gacha game that throws away the shackles of stamina and skill cooldowns, giving you the freedom for fast, flexible combat that never slows down. Characters that aren't stuck with a single gear set, but instead can equip items that enhance your skills or modify your abilities. No 50-50 guaranteed banners and free-to-play craftable 5-star weapons. You might think that I'm crazy, but this isn't some kind of gacha wish list. All of this exists. Not only does it exist, but it's wrapped up in a truly immersive narrative told in a way no one has before, with a gripping soundtrack, a story that actually reacts to your choices, and protagonists that actually have their own agency and feel like true main characters. Welcome to Duet Night Abyss. You all know that I care the most about fun, rewarding combat gameplay, so let me give you an overview of why Duet Night Abyss is special and stands out when it comes to freedom and customizability. We're all used to pulling for a character and then equipping them with one type of weapon. Duet Night Abyss absolutely throws this common practice out the window and goes for something brand new. You can equip 2 weapons, one melee and one ranged, from lances and swords to bows and guns. Switching between melee and ranged during combat is seamless. Left click for slashing and right click for shooting. You pick up ammo from the enemies you kill, and you can reload your gun manually or by swapping it out for some melee combat. Any character can equip any weapon type. There are no restrictions like you would normally expect to see, though every character does specialize on one weapon type that you'll get bonuses for. This opens up combat and makes every single character way more versatile and viable in all types of encounters. Every character comes equipped with 2 main abilities, a skill and an ultimate, along with 2 passive effects. There are no skill cooldowns in this game. Instead, you have a resource known as sanity, which gets depleted when you use an ability and recharges over time through combat. Though there are multiple ways to increase your sanity cap, either through items you can equip called demon wedges or via pets, who each have their own unique ability you can call on in combat. Their traversal system plays a key role in combat, and this is where things get really fun. You can double jump, slide, wall jump, and do something really cool called a helix leap, which essentially launches you into the sky and allows you to cover massive ground in height. Remember, there is no stamina in this game, and that's because you're encouraged to use his abilities, especially sliding and helix leaping, into your combat. Gearing characters is something we're all familiar with, but just like combat, Duet Night Abyss has chosen to take a more fresh and customizable approach to character building. Instead of having specific artifact sets for each character and rolling for substats, DNA removes this entirely and instead uses something called demon wedges. Demon wedges can be equipped to both characters and weapons, and they range in their effects. Some wedges provide stat buffs, more crit damage, increased HP for example, while other wedges can change how your character abilities work entirely. Every demon wedge has a value associated with it known as tolerance. Every character and weapon has a max tolerance number, so you can equip as many demon wedges as you like so long as it's within the max tolerance. You can upgrade demon wedges to increase their effects, but in doing so you also increase the tolerance required to equip it. This allows for a lot of interesting and thought-provoking customizability throughout all of your characters. These wedges are interchangeable between all characters. There's no limitations on who can use them. Additionally, weapons also have their own tolerance and set of wedges that are interchangeable between all weapons. All of this makes building characters wildly customizable and means the theory crafters of the Gacha community are going to have an awesome time playing and testing builds to see what works best. Knowing we're going to be hacking and slashing our way through enemies, there's even a combo system. The more attacks you land, the higher the combo. Rise up the ranks and deal increasingly more damage. You can then use a heavy attack to unload massive amounts of damage to the enemy. The game rewards you for being creative with your builds to allow you to turn yourself into a non-stop fighting machine. Duet Night Abyss is not a game where you're supposed to fight according to a strict rotation of cooldowns and repetitive playstyles. You are encouraged to be adaptive and reactive to combat. The game has a high density of enemies, so you're able to utilize all your kit to the max potential. This results in fast-paced gameplay with high mobility that is very much visual eye candy. One of the best parts to me of Duet Night Abyss is that every weapon you're able to farm materials for and craft. Even the banner weapons you'll be able to farm, which is huge for player friendliness. To do this, you can forge weapons by using the Lunosmith. Completing commissions will grant you a secret letter reward. To unlock the rewards, you'll take part in covert commissions, where upon completion, you'll be able to select one of 3 rewards, and there is a chance you'll find a weapon blueprint as one of them. Once you have a weapon blueprint, you're able to farm materials and resources to forge it in the Lunosmith. Having a free-to-play way to forge weapons is huge, and the definition of being player friendly. And speaking of that exactly, the gacha system is also a positive step in the right direction. For the first limited character you pull on the banner, it is 100% guaranteed. Yep, no 50-50 exists to obtain your first copy. And the weapon banner, if you don't want to craft it free to play, it's also 100% guaranteed every time. When you first play the game, you'll be greeted by a 5-star selector beginner banner, which lets you grab a 5-star guaranteed within 40 pulls, which is a 20% discount from the usual 50. So now let's talk about the story. When I first played Duet Night Abyss and was immediately greeted by a protagonist that actually voiced their thoughts and feelings, I knew I was in for a treat.
Who are you? How do you know my name? Berry, where are we? No, we were... I must find Berry. If it weren't for me, she would have managed to escape from those soldiers. Maybe...
Hey! Are you even listening?
For so long we've been plagued by the self-insert MC in Gacha RPGs, and I was very happy to see DNA completely write this notion off and present us with something that feels truly refreshing. It gave me hope that this was a game that actually cared about its narrative and story, and so far I'm not disappointed at all. The game rocks a dual narrative story. You will play as 2 different protagonists, which you could both independently choose their genders of, who each have their own backgrounds. Their stories are entwined and parallel to each other, but throughout the game you'll come across people and factions that would help you understand more about yourself and your past as you make your way through the story and uncover the hidden game of power. Karens are a race of daemons in the story that present with horns and unique spine designs. They're pretty otherworldly. They are able to undergo awakenings that give them powers, but the reality of being different and powerful means they are constantly scrutinized by the world around them. You'll play as both Karen and human in the story and see the world from both sides. This game doesn't shy away from dark themes. It doesn't compromise on its narrative integrity, and it deals with heavy themes of loss, discrimination, and is not afraid to pull at your heartstrings either. I'm glad that more games aren't willing to compromise on what the story writers clearly want to make. A standout for me is actually the music. To me, a good soundtrack really adds a whole level of depth to a game. It plays directly into your emotions. This is what you can hear just 15 minutes into the game, and it just pleased a part of my brain that I just can't particularly explain.
Surrender.
The awesome vocals and music that ramps up in intensity as you engage in a fight with hordes of enemies and hack and slash your way through them is just pure fun. I need a full version of this song because it was just so good. The closed beta test for Duet 9 is out right now, and there are a lot of improvements over the first. New story chapters, character models have been improved, being able to select the gender of both protagonists, more characters to play with that have some insane mobility abilities, new covert commissions, skins, and they've even implemented fishing, and we all love fishing. They've worked on making combat feel way more impactful, both on character animations and adjusting the density of enemies that you actually fight. If you want to participate and experience a fresh new gacha game that really stands out on its own, you can pre-register right now. The link is in the description and in the pinned comment. Thank you so much to Duet 9 for sponsoring this video and for allowing me to try out this game early. I'll be streaming the beta live on Twitch, Kick, and YouTube, and I'm excited for you guys to see just what they've improved on. I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.